I think if I'm going to be able to do this, I need to be able to speak out of character.
This project is closed. The event is over. There's no need to roleplay anymore unless you want to.
All I wanted to say is that upset me so much. I think that it's because this character feels incredibly special to me, and I think there are shades of myself that became part of the character. It does feel so powerful. And I think that today, with how long the speeches went and how early that sort of emotional shift happened, I think that I just feel very numb, and I wish that I could have delivered more emotionally, because this has been such a special experience, and I just feel very disappointed about this being where it all ends. But all I wanted to say is that you all have been incredible scene partners. You have been amazing at creating this world that has been a joy to step into. And I think that there's something to be said about how fantastic it feels to completely lose yourself in a character like this, and to feel as though you live life as that character. All I know is that I want to do this again, and that there have been plenty of resolutions, plenty of big moments that can be sort of the de facto ending for these characters, and we can say goodbye to them in, a really positive way. It feels so bizarre, but it does, when you spend this much time in there, it just feels so incredibly real. All these emotions are so effective.
You relating to your character in method acting, I can relate a lot to that. I built the character around like a line of thinking that I struggled with a lot when I was younger, in hopes of kind of exploring that now that I've moved on a bit from it, and in hopes of sharing that mindset with others, showcasing it a little bit so others may be exposed to the idea of people being this way. And the tears that I've cried over this experience were real, and they were not restricted to moments we shared here on stream. There have been several nights now that I've laid in bed with my gut in knots and tears and snot rolling down my face. If you commit so heavily to it, especially in this context of heavier roleplay, I feel like it's impossible to not feel something for the character that you're playing, regardless of how much you can relate to them personally.
Yeah, like for me, I think what was so hard was, I was so excited to get to play, a villain character. I thought this and it has been incredibly fun and really interesting and like a great exercise as an act. But I think social media, seeing people get so invested that, talking about how much they hate the character and how they can't stand him, and then feeling so much of yourself in the character and all of these little bits and pieces of yourself that make a part of the character who he is. And having to just push past that and remember that it's all an act. I feel as though I've grown so much from it, and I don't fully know who I'm going to be after this is over. And I mean, Nabubu, I didn't know you before this. I only know Nabubu, and then after the server closes, Nabubu is not going to exist anymore, and that's like a really insanely sad feeling. You make a friend and you spend all day hanging out, but their friend was played by an actor essentially, and then the emotional experience there, it's a very strange thing.
Yeah, I was grieving, but then I thought about it, because I was like, I'm not going to let that happen. No freaking way. I'm going to annoy all of you guys because I don't want it to end. And if it makes you feel any better, Nabubu's not gone. She's based off literally my inner child. She's excited for the future to come and to spend more times with you and to cry on your shoulder. That goes for Nabubu in this fictional world, but that goes for me too. Because I want to be all of your friends. I want to continue hanging out with you guys because I genuinely really like talking to you guys. And so if it makes you feel any better, a lot of what Nabubu feels and a lot of what she said comes directly from me as well. It's okay, because I also understand that, Vitruvius is just a character, okay? Like, you don't actually mean to, like, do evil things. You just are playing a role. Yeah, exactly. I know that. And I know even through your character, even the character of Vitruvius, deep down, I know he's a good guy. I know he has a big heart. And so I want you to know that you're definitely not alone in feeling that, because it's hard to play a character convincingly if you don't have the life experiences to back it up.
I'm really grateful we had a chance to unwind after all of that. I definitely need a few days to decompress, because I think I have been way too invested in this whole experience to the point where even though it has been wonderful, it is so long-term very not healthy for you to get this stuck into something.
I don't know how to return to my normal activities after this. There's so much.
I don't know who I am anymore.
Genuinely, even on a lighter note, in normal conversations lately, I've been saying things like, "In any case, I must away. Oh, you must forgive me." Like, there's so much of him in me now, and I don't know how to move on from it.
I kind of feel like I've fundamentally changed as a person, and I think I understand so much more about what I want to do with my life. And I think that because I've been very disappointed with my general work and the kind of content that I've been putting out, because I feel so lost and not really sure of what I care about. And then being able to fully invest myself into something like this has given me so much direction and purpose. And just hearing people say that I'm a good actor or that I'm like doing this really well gives me so much purpose, and it makes me so much more focused. And to get to do it with all of you guys, and to have this band of characters who have had their stories wound up in such an effective and powerful way is really, really, really wonderful. And even though I am so tired and so disappointed that I couldn't find that last emotional moment, I still would not trade this experience for anything.
I will say that you were exceptionally important to mine. You have been a phenomenal actor to work with, and it has been such a joy. It's been such a cathartic experience in more ways than one. And I truly would not have had nearly as much fun were you not there doing it with me. So I almost said I should thank you.
I'm so glad I got to speak to you guys about this so much.
Finally can unwind.
Thank you for being open about it. It's not an easy thing to talk about.
But it's not. This is ridiculous, but I hope all of us get to hang out a lot more after this. I think playing as like a villain, I just had this thought in the back of my mind, like whichever player I'm interacting with, I'm like, okay, are they going to be mad at me in real life? Trying to be the bad guy and thinking about like what is something I can do to hinder people, but always thinking about where's the line, where am I going to like do something that's then they're not actually going to be like, okay, man, that was not cool. Trying to consider that all the time gets really stressful, because I can't think of anything villainous to do that wouldn't like actually piss people off in real life. And so it's like, well, I don't know, I'm just going to have to sit around monologuing all day, which I do love to do, but it's still, I don't know, it's like it's such a valuable experience, but so hard. Thank you guys so much for letting me talk about this and for sharing how you guys felt as well. It's been a really, really bizarre experience, as we've said, but I think at the end of the day, all of it is worth it in the end, and I hope we get to experience something like this as well. I'm gonna take a picture because I think we should.
Can we have that again?
Have a group hug. Yeah.
We need a group hug right now. Right now. Right now.
I
love you guys so much. You guys are so cool and so awesome.
Can we have one last Excelsior?
Please.
Okay, everybody.
Yeah, nights or otherwise, please.
All right, no matter what we do next, together we have changed each other, and we will never be the same. And we recognize now that that is not a bad thing. That is a wonderful thing. And I'm grateful to all of you for having been such a significant and thorough part of my life for the past 2 weeks. I pray we get to do this again as often as we like. Excelsior.
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 Excelsior.